by donating a toy, Toys for Tots, at espnradio.ugivegoods.com.
Can you say the Raiders like that anymore? With that emphasis?
Well, I'm imitating the great Chris Berman saying that.
But it's more like the Raiders.
Who fired their offensive coordinator Chip Kelly late last night, per Adam Schefter. And, oh, by the way, that is the second coordinator the Raiders have fired so far this season. They fired their special teams coordinator and now their offensive coordinator.
Expensive.
$6 million a year per reports for Chip Kelly, the highest paid coordinator in the NFL, to get him away from the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, who, by the way, remember the coach of the Ohio State, Ryan Day, is one of the proteges of Chip Kelly, played for him, I believe, at New Hampshire. And so to leave his guy, you got to give him a reason to leave his guy, and $6 million was a nice reason, and he doesn't even make it through the entire season. And interestingly enough, in a statement he gave to Jay Glazer of Fox, he was raving about how much he loved working with Geno Smith, which I believe. Didn't say anything about Pete Carroll, to my knowledge. So that's something interesting to keep an eye on.
That is one of the biggest surprises of the season.
The Raiders.
How bad they are.
How bad they are. You thought they would at least be a competitive and competent football team with Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, Tom Brady, but just the names and the football minds that were in and around this organization, you expected there to be a baseline there. And it is so far below that. That's been really surprising to me.
I think the way you said it was perfect. I think that it's not that you thought they were winning the Super Bowl.
No,
it's just you thought, like, all right, they'll be 7-10 worst case scenario.
They'll be a tough out. They'll be a tough out.
Yeah, they weren't that. So SHEDEUR Sanders makes his starting debut yesterday for Cleveland in a game in which Myles Garrett, as CeCe mentioned, and upon further review, had 3 sacks, 18 through 11 games. The record is 22.5 by Michael Strahan, who on Fox postgame yesterday gave the record already to Myles Garrett. It said, it was nice knowing you, nice having you.
Yeah.
You got it now.
Well done by him.
Yeah, well done by Strahan. You'll see him on Good Morning America on ABC with Michelle Smallman. SHEDEUR. Did we like what we saw yesterday from him, as he was he's the starter, at least yesterday, 11 of 20, 209, a touchdown and a pick. The stat I like the most, believe it or not, 1 carry, -1 yards. The reason I like that the most is I thought he was running and scrambling too much to make something out of nothing, where it's okay to throw the ball away, especially when you have a lead. What did you see from SHEDEUR yesterday?
Some good, some bad, but that's what you would expect from a rookie quarterback making his first start. I think the thing that gives you hope for the future are the splash plays that he showed, being able to get outside of the pocket and throw that dime to down the field to Isaiah Bond. Like, that's a big-time play. That's something that's off schedule. He was off platform. To be able to have that kind of accuracy on that type of throw, that's impressive, man. And throughout all of the starts that we've seen from Dillon Gabriel, he never gave you a play like that. So the fact that SHEDEUR Sanders steps in and he doubles the yards per pass attempt that you had in comparison to what Dillon Gabriel has shown you gives you hope that SHEDEUR can unlock something that we haven't seen from this Cleveland Browns offense. And the reason why that becomes exciting is because of what that Cleveland Browns defensive front gave you. 10 sacks yesterday's game, 20 quarterback hits.
Unreal.
You had 8 different guys have a share of a sack in yesterday's game. Cleveland has always had a dominant defense since Myles Garrett arrived. But now you have an offense that has the potential to grow into something that can be at least serviceable, at least competent, because of SHEDEUR Sanders.
Yeah, the thing I'm looking at isn't necessarily a singular stat, and you know I love a number, but it's the juice factor. This offense, this team looked like it had a little bit more juice to it with SHEDEUR Sanders out there. Was it perfect? Of course not, but we talked about it in 4 downs on Friday. Could he come in and provide a different spark for this team? And he did. What?
Nothing. No, sorry, I was talking to Nuno.
What?
You did nothing. I'm allowed to talk to Nuno. That's why I have a talkback.
It was distracting, no?
Very distracting, sir. Very distracting.
I apologize. I didn't know I was distracting.
Anyway,
Continue with your thoughts.
we saw this with Jaxson Dart. We saw when Jaxson Dart went out there with the New York Giants that the team responded to him in a different way, and it seems like we're getting that a little bit from the Cleveland Browns and SHEDEUR Sanders. Now listen, the Raiders are a soft landing spot, but it was still his first NFL start, and he went out there and he showed you something. Let's see if he can get some momentum and we can see more results moving forward.
Well, we're going to find out because we got the San Francisco 49ers on deck. So we'll see if Kevin Stefanski saw enough to roll with SHEDEUR Sanders as his starting quarterback going into Week 13. But to me, this team, this offense, having the 3 longest passing plays of the season is not a coincidence. it's because you got a quarterback that has a willingness to push the ball down the field. And sometimes it's not about the completions down the field as much as it is about the quarterback's willingness to throw the ball down the field. That changes how defenses try to defend you. That changes what the count is in the box for Quinshon Judkins and Dillon Sampson. And I think that's going to be important because the Cleveland Browns, at the core of what they want to do on the offensive side of the ball is the run game. And we saw that early on with the Wildcats snaps in the red zone with Judkins and Sampson. That's who they want to be. But in order for those running backs to have the room where they can do special things with the football, you at least have to be willing to throw the football down the field. You at least have to be willing to show that you have receivers that can take the top off of the defense. And I think what SHEDEUR Sanders did in yesterday's game is show that willingness to be able to air it out.
Yeah, I thought it was enough to start next week. I thought it was enough to be the starter until further notice. Obviously, Dillon Gabriel is hurt, unfortunately. I thought he looked like a smart fifth-round pick, which is I'm going to run the plays that are called. I'm going to try to I'm going to try to prevent turnovers.
Yep.
And when a guy's open, I'm just going to give him the ball. I'm not going to overthink it.
Can I say this?
The screen pass was great late in the game, I thought.
Can I say this? Don't overthink it. Throw the ball to 44. Because Harold Fannin Jr., pretty damn good at football.
Yeah, and he did.
If you throw the ball to number 44, good things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen. Like this Cleveland Browns 2025 draft class, kudos to Andrew Berry.
Yeah.
It feels like he nailed it with a lot of the guys that he's got. Because, I mean, you've got players that are coming along. Mason Graham is finally starting to turn the corner. Mm-hmm. Their first-round pick. Carson Schlesinger is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Their second-round pick. Quinshon Judkins is a bell cow running back. Dillon Sampson is doing his thing. Harold Fannin Jr. And then, of course, the rookie quarterbacks. This is a pretty damn good rookie class. Oh, and Isaiah Bond, too. I guess we have to fold him into that, too. So, you feel good about what Cleveland is trying to build with the core of these players. But, Smalls, I think you nailed it. The excitement that this team showed around SHEDEUR Sanders making his first start and the splash plays that he was able to make in the passing game should be enough to prompt Kevin Stefanski to give SHEDEUR Sanders a little bit more runway in terms of opportunities to play.
He did get asked, he being Stefanski, if he will start next week with SHEDEUR. Here's his answer.
With the way SHEDEUR, you feel like he's earned the opportunity to start?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, Chris. Obviously, proud of him and proud of this offense, and there are a ton of things to learn from, but I'm just going to, worry about today.
I guess I understand that from a standpoint of Gabriel was the starter, concussion protocol, you want to be respectful, and if he has made that decision, you've got to tell Gabriel first and not the media first.
Yeah.
I don't understand the idea of not starting SHEDEUR next week. It makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, you don't want your rookie quarterback to get Wally pimped, right? Because he's got a concussion, he loses out on the opportunity to play more football.
I want to know what I have. I want to know what I have in that room, and I want to know what I have in SHEDEUR.
Well, then I'm going to give you a stupid answer. They're both healthy and ready to play. Wins and losses don't matter right now. Play them both. You each get a half. It's so dumb. I hate that.
That's a terrible idea.
Right, I agree.
I
agree it's a terrible idea. But if you can't tell me that SHEDEUR is the guy next week, then he's got to play.
I agree with you.
You can't not have the chance to build on this.
I guess your point is well taken. There was nothing that we saw yesterday that should disqualify SHEDEUR Sanders from playing anymore.
He's not going to the Hall of Fame off of that either, and that's okay.
And so why would you want to interrupt any progress that he can make from week to week for the sake of giving it back to Dillon Gabriel?
Thank you.
I get what you're saying. It's a natural transition point with the injury that happened to Gabriel. Unfortunate for Dillon.
Yes.
But it ends up opening an opportunity up for SHEDEUR, and yesterday it felt like he was on his way to taking advantage of it.
ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody will join us in studio next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by